Well, what's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of Game of Drones. Give you a quick video of some of the equipment I use when I fly FPV on my multi-rotors and airplanes. Even though my channel is called Game of Drones, I don't call them drones. It just happens to sound a lot like one of my favorite TV shows. So today I'm gonna start out with my Gen 3 Spektrum DX6. Nothing fancy. I put these orange switch trims, orange screws, put a balancer for my lanyard. But other than that, it's a pretty stock radio. I'm not really much on the Taranis stuff, so Spektrum's all I've ever flown with. I've never had a bit of an issue with it, so I don't see the need of changing something that works fine. I've actually still got an old Spektrum DX6, one of the gray ones, that was actually dropped, and this gimbal pushes down into the controller, but you can pop it out and it still works. So that's the controller I use. My transmitter is a Gen 3 DX6. Nothing fancy. Moving on to my goggles, I've got two pair of Fat Sharks. These are the Teleporter V5s. Nothing fancy here. Standard goggle. Got a Lumineer AX2 5.8 right-hand circular polarized antenna, and stock Fat Shark battery. Other than that, there's really nothing fancy about them. This pair I took on a trade. Another pair of the Teleporter. These are the V3s. Obviously, it's essentially the same goggle. It's got a different sticker here. And I'm actually just running a dipole antenna on this one. My oldest daughter, she uses these mostly, so that's that. Move on to quads. Well, I've got this screen that actually came with my my Inductrix FPV. I bought the RTF and I ended up getting the RTF, and it came with a screen, so that's that. I've got the Inductrix FPV. Nothing fancy. I've got weird color props because I lost one, and my son has an Eachine 010 quad that has green props, and I lost one of mine. He gave me his. Surprisingly, they work both the same size. I've got 10 or 11 batteries for it. Keep it in this little guy. Then I've got the Inductrix FPV Plus. This is a fun little quad. I bought this one the day it came out, I think. I want to say the day it came out. A lot of the people I know that have them, they've had issues with this wire coming out, but I haven't had any issues with mine. This one is not programmable with Betaflight or with anything like that. So, but that's the Inductrix Plus. My first quad I built was an Amazon quad. I bought this off Amazon. It's an LHI. It's a 250 or a 220. It's a 220 LHI. It's got 2205, 2300 kV motors. I've got a Spektrum receiver, as well as the VTX is the one that came with the Fat Shark goggles, my V5s, my Teleporter V5s. I've got an F3 board in there with the PDB that came with it. And this is actually the power pack for the VTX. When you hook your battery up here with the XT60, use the balance lead to power the VTX. So, and these are, I want to say these are, I don't know what brand props those are. I don't remember right off the top of my head. They were given to me. Yep, and I've got this is the Fat Shark camera that came with, the goggles. The goggles came with the camera and the VTX. So this was actually my first build. Flies pretty good. And moving on, my second build was the Lumineer QAV-XS Sharpoo Edition. This is the Stretch X. This is not the regular X. The regular X is shorter front to back. I got the XS. This is the one they had in stock, so I just bought it. This one is running the Lumineer motor, the Freibot motors, the 7 color. They're 2206s, 2450 kVs, and I run a 4S on this. It's got a Lumineer Lux 2 flight board. You might be able to see it in there, the Lux V2, as well as the Lumineer PDB. I had a Spectrum VTX on it. I had a 200 milliwatt VTX on it, and Thanksgiving I had a little accident and completely destroyed that arm, and it ruined my GoPro as well. You can see the screen on the GoPro is destroyed. I destroyed my GoPro, my quad frame, along with my VTX, and sorry about that, my charger's finished. It destroyed my VTX, so I had to get another one. But this has got a Lumineer 700 TVL Lumineer camera with a 1.8 millimeter fisheye lens. Gives you really nice wide, a wide clear view. Comes with a Lumineer battery strap. These are the Tattoo 30 amp. I want to say 30 amp speed controllers with D-Shot. I have them covered up with an old cut-up prop and some electrical tape to protect them a little bit. You can see I don't have any antenna sticking up out of the quad like on this one. I've got the antennas in the back. I found out a different way to do that. I will take a piece of antenna tube and run it against the side of the speed controller in the back, and then tape all that down, then run the antennas through there. I had an issue on this one. I had them sticking up from here, and I had a little mild crash, and it kind of popped the zip tie that I had holding them down. And one of the next couple flights, I actually cut my antenna off in mid-flight, and so yeah, I have all my antennas down here now. I just haven't changed the other one over. This is also running the AX2 5.8 right-hand circular polarized Lumineer antenna. And yeah, that's about it for this one. These are Dahl Cyclones. These are 5046 Dahl props. Have them in 4 or 5 different colors. I chose the red ones for this one. So that's that. This was about, honestly, this was about a 4.5 hour build because I couldn't figure out. I had issues trying to figure out the programming on the Lux V2. It wasn't extremely difficult, but I had to go into Zadig and all that stuff, so just be aware of that if you run an F2 board or a Lux V2 board and you've never used one before. This one's also got a Spectrum receiver. I decased it and put it under the PDB, and I think that kind of had something to do with me crashing this one. If you see right there, those scratches in the middle, I had my ESC, or I had my receiver, I had it decased and had it shrunk wrapped, and when I run the battery strap through the frame, I accidentally run it on top of the receiver. So every time I would cinch my battery down, I was essentially pushing that receiver down to the carbon, and everybody knows carbon fiber is conductive, and the pins on the back eventually pushed through the heat shrink tube I had them in, and I believe they were grounding out on the frame, which contributed to the crash of that because it just kind of fell from the sky. So that's that. I've actually got the VTX that's on here now is an off-brand. It's an AKK or something. I've got the box right here. It's AKK 5.8 40 channel 600 milliwatt. It was kind of an El Cheapo, but it's got a really big digital display on it, and I like that. And actually most of the reviews on it were really good, so I figured I'd give it a shot. It was like 18 bucks or something, wasn't much. So that's that. Moving along. I took this guy on trade along with those goggles. I had a Summit. I had a Traxxas Summit that I traded for this stuff and a new cell phone at the time. I was needing a new cell phone, and happened to come across the deal and took it. So these are actually YKS motors. They're fairly small. They are 1806s, 2300 kV. This is a nice slow flyer. It's not insanely fast like the Sharpoo or like the LHI. This is a ZMR 250. This battery is just kind of on here for now. I've got to put another battery strap in, and I've got to put a camera on. I've got this Foxeer. This is a 1200 TVL Foxeer that I'm going to put on here because it didn't have one when I got it. So, but honestly, I can't tell you much about this one. I know it has it's got an Orange RX receiver. I believe it's got an F4 board. Right-hand circular polarized antenna. XT60 plugs, pretty much basic stuff. I've done the antennas on this one the same way. You can see the tube. The antenna runs in the tube. It runs down, completely protecting it from any sort of damage. If you crash into something, it's not going to cut it off right here. So, just something to be aware of when you put the antennas on your quad. And it puts them in at a nice angle there, so they're you're probably not getting maximum reception, but it's probably not real bad anyway. These are Lumineer butter cutter props. These actually came off the Sharpoo. When I had my first crash on my Sharpoo, I was in Muscatine, Iowa, and I was flying at a place called Weed Park, and I rounded this tree, and I just kind of lost control, like my battery died, and I couldn't figure out what it was, but I'm pretty sure it was the same receiver issue that eventually contributed to the death of the frame on that one. So, of course, this one's programmed with Betaflight, as the other three are, or as the other two are. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that guy. I'm running a 11.1 3S 1500 milliamp 35C Fluorion pack. I've got 4 of these, and I've got 4 of these tattoos. These are my 4S's that I run on my Sharpoo. This is a 1300 milliamp 95C 4S. These batteries are a beast on the Lumineer XS. But that's the R line. Not to be confused with the regular tattoos. I think I have a couple of the regular tattoos. Here's one of the regular ones. This one's only a 75C, but it's not the R line. Get it under the light where you can see it here. It's not the R line, it's just the regular 1300 4S. 14.8 volts. Yeah, warnings and stuff on the back. All the tattoo batteries come with these really cool little balance lead covers. So you actually pull this when you unplug it from your balancer when you charge it, instead of pulling on the wires or trying to grip that little plug. So yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. Enough for the ZMR. But this is actually a nice little slow flying stable quad. And I just picked this up, ordered this Thursday from Amazon. I got it for $129. The original sale price on this thing was $199, and they've dropped in price somewhat. You can see I've already changed the XT, or the little JST plug that came on it. It comes with one of these on it, the little red JST plugs. I changed it over to an XT30, and then I had to make these 2 little adapters for my charger, because my charging strip only takes XT60, so I made these 2 adapters to go on my charge strip so I can charge the batteries for this guy all at one time. There's nothing special about this. I haven't done anything to it at all other than change the plug. Flown it once around the house. Haven't had a chance to take it outside. The day I got it, there was snowed. I'm in the northern Midwest, so the day I got it, it snowed, and today it's crazy windy. So, but this is essentially all it comes with. It comes with a user's manual, which is mostly other languages, like the first 15 pages or 25 pages. Yep, the first 25 pages are English. Shows you what rates to set your controller up on. This is all the presets on the controller. Once you bind it, if you have all these presets in, it's ready to fly. You just have to make sure you reverse the rudder and the aileron. So, yep, and then it comes with this little bag. Comes with some, it comes with a little piece of Velcro, which is on the bottom of the quad. Comes with a few zip ties, an Allen key, some extra screws, and this double stick tape. I don't know why, honestly, I don't know why it comes with that. But that's what the Torrent 110 comes with. This is a mean little quad. My brother-in-law actually has this exact quad, and I flew it 3 or 4 times, which actually made me want one. And I didn't get around to buying it 3 or 4 months ago when I flew it. For one, it was still $200, and then for two, I have a wife and 4 kids, so my hobbies, unfortunately, they don't come first. So we're gonna set that aside. These are the batteries I run it. I actually just got these. My brother-in-law, he hooked me up with these. You can't see them because it has Velcro on both sides, but these are 450 milliamp 3S's. These are, I want to say 40 or 45C. Pretty good little battery, nice and small. Got them labeled 1 and 2 here, so I'll know what's what. So yeah, that's pretty much the rundown of the gear. I've got my chargers. I've got an Onyx 230 that I've had since I got back into the hobby. Oh goodness, nearly 10 years ago I got back into RC cars. I have quite a few cars too, or I used to have quite a few. I have a lot less now than I used to. I've got the Onyx 230. I've got this Hi-Tech X4, and then I've also got this IMAX B6 hooked to this 6 battery strip, and I've got Octopus adapter and all kind of stuff. So yep, this is pretty much what I've got. I've got this Eachine DVR that I'm about to put on my goggles, so I'll be able to get some in-flight footage for you guys, since I don't have a DVR on any of the quads that I have. So this is step 1 in the many steps of getting you guys some videos. I want to make some awesome videos. I picked this little guy up on Amazon. It was like 22 bucks or something. I got it 4 months ago with the intention of putting it on my goggles, and well, here it is past the middle of February and it's still not on my goggles, so there's that. I'm actually going to work on this today, I believe. So yeah, if you guys have any comments. I've also got some planes, a P-51, Mark II Spitfire that I'm still working on. That's a flight test scratch build. Then I've got my Super Cub, and this is my F4U Corsair that I built to look like Skipper from Planes. It's got one of the flight test power packs in it. It failed from my hanger and broke the prop, but it was hanging up like those, and apparently it got knocked off and broke the prop, so I got to get that fixed. But anyway, you guys, this is my first video. Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you guys have any questions at all, hit me up in the comment section down below, and thanks for watching.